Sweden has had a long history of music. Many Swedish artists have enjoyed success on the British and American charts and in other English-speaking countries including Australia. 1970s, Abba. In April 1974, Blue Swede went to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with their cover of the B.J. Thomas song Hooked on a Feeling. That same month, Abba won the Eurovision Song Contest in Brighton, England, with Waterloo. It was a big success throughout Europe, and reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. Over the next few years Abba had 18 consecutive top 10 hits in the UK, 9 of them reaching number 1. Having sold an estimated 370 million units worldwide, Abba became the best-selling band of the 1970s. In 1977, Dancing Queen became Abba's only number 1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Abba and Led Zeppelin are the only acts to have had 8 consecutive UK number 1 albums. Shortly after the release of their 7th album Super Trooper, Benny Andersson and Annie Frid Lyngstad of Abba decided to end their marriage, just as Bja Paragraph RN Alvarez and Agnetha Farcurrency LTSKOG had done 2 years prior. This event did not stop the foursome from working together. Abba's 8th album The Visitors was released in November 1981. Feeling that the energy was running out of the group, they decided to take a break in 1982. The band members have not reunited since. Farcurrency LTSKOG and Lyngstad then both pursued solo careers. In 1982, Lyngstad released her first solo album in English, the Phil Collins-produced Something's Going On. This was followed with the album Shine in 1984. Farcurrency LTSKOG recorded 3 English solo albums during the 1980s, Wrap Your Arms Around Me, Eyes of a Woman, and I Stand Alone. After a 17-year hiatus, Farcurrency LTSKOG released My Coloring Book, an album of 1960s cover versions. Her latest album had been one of her most successful, earning her platinum status in Sweden and gold status in the UK, Germany and Australia. Andersson and Alvarez collaborated with Tim Rice on the musical Chess which premiered in London in 1986. 2 songs from the musical were hugely successful singles. One Night in Bangkok reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, and I Know Him So Well topped the UK singles chart in February 1985. 1980s, Europe, Rikst. In 1986, Europe, a hard rock band from Uppland's Farcurrency Spy, hit number 1 in 26 countries with the song The Final Countdown. The album of the same name also charted around the world and sold more than 6 million copies worldwide, 3 million copies in the United States alone. The single has sold 8 million copies. The following year included successful tours through Europe, Japan and the US. Their next album was Out of This World, which produced Superstitious as its biggest hit. This album sold about 4 million copies worldwide. These 2 multi-platinum albums placed Europe as one of the most successful hard rock bands in the world with album sales of more than 20 million records. After the release of Prisoners in Paradise, which sold only 1 million copies, Europe decided to take a break in 1992. They reformed in 2003 and produced 4 albums so far. They continued to record and tour. Marie Fredriksson and Per Gessle formed the band Rokst in 1986. 4 of their songs, The Look, Listen to Your Heart, It Must Have Been Love, and Joyride, reached number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100, while 2 further singles, Dangerous, and Fading Like a Flower, both peaked at number 2 in the Billboard Hot 100. Rokst's Join the Joyride World Tour 91-92 attracted 1.7 million people around the world. In 1993, they became the first non-English-speaking band ever to play at MTV Unplugged. In 1995, they became the first Western band to be allowed to perform in China since Wham! In 1985. In 2003, the duo was honored with achievement medals by Swedish King Carl XVI Gustaf for appreciated achievements in Sweden and internationally. To date, their best-selling albums are Joyride and Look Sharp. Overall, the duo has sold more than 45 million albums and 25 million singles worldwide. 1990s, Ace of Base, The Cardigans, The 1990s brought a new wave of international success for Swedish pop productions. Swedish pop was represented abroad by the likes of Ace of Base and the Cardigans. There are a number of popular music artists from Sweden from different genres who gained a name in the international music scene in the 1990s: Dr. Alban, Layla K, Army of Lovers, Yaki Da, Stacker Bow, Rednecks, Robin, Eagle Eye Cherry, Emilia, T-Dye Bez and Major. Dance music. Ace of Base had the world's biggest selling debut album with 23 million in sales for Happy Nation. They achieved major success in the 1990s with popular songs such as All That She Wants, The Sign, Don't Turn Around, and Cruel Summer. All 4 songs reached a top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. The Sign spent 6 weeks at number 1. In the early 1990s the Swedish dance scene was very vivid. Dennis Pop was Sweden's most wanted producer of that time. In 1990 he produced Dr. Alban's first record Hello Africa together with Layla K. The song became a hit in mainland Europe, peaking at number 5 in Germany. In 1992 Dennis Pop produced the second album by Dr. Alban, One Love, which includes the worldwide hits It's My Life, and Sing Hallelujah. That same year Layla K. released her hit single Open Sesame. This was followed in 1993 by a cover version of Plastic Bertrand's Airplane Pour Moi. 1994 saw the release of Dr. Alban's third album Look Who's Talking. The title track was a big hit throughout Europe. Rednecks had several hit songs mixing country music and Eurodance. The song Cotton Eye Joe was an international hit in 1994, reaching number 1 in the UK. The ballad Wish You Were Here was released in 1995. The Helicopters, a garage rock band that was formed by Nick Andersson, was also formed in 1995. Swedish pop music. In 1996 the Cardigans released their third album, First Band on the Moon. The song Love Foul was included on the soundtrack of William Shakespeare's Romeo plus Juliet by director Baz Luhrmann. It found international success, peaking at number 2 on the UK singles chart. The following album, Gran Turismo, was more electronic in style and contained the hit singles My Favorite Game, and Erase Rewind. You and Me Song, by Swedish group The 180s, was a huge radio hit in the UK and Ireland in the mid-1990s. This song also ended up featuring on the Romeo plus Juliet soundtrack. Robin was 17 years old when her pop singles Show Me Love and Do You Know were released in 1997. Both singles were top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. In 1998 Major's second album Seven Sisters was released. It contained the radio hit All About the Money, which was peaked at number 12 in the UK. In 1999 she recorded the duet Private Emotion with Ricky Martin, which reached number 9 on the UK singles chart. Eagle Eye Cherry released his debut album Desireless in 1998. Propelled by the hit single Save Tonight, the album sold over 4 million copies worldwide. Emilia Rydberg is well known for her 1998-1999 international hit Big Big World. The song peaked at number 5 in the UK. Andreas Johnson had a UK number 4 hit in 2000 with Glorious. Swedish songwriters producers Dennis Pop and Max Martin have written worldwide hits for pop artists like Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys and later Celine Dion, Kelly Clarkson, Katy Perry, P. N.K., Avril Lavigne, Leona Lewis and Jessie J. 2000s, 18s, Alcazar, September, with Crying at the Discotheque. The band Alcazar achieved success across Europe in 2000. It peaked at number 3 in Germany and number 13 in the UK. The following singles failed to reach this success. 18s were formed in 1998 as an Abba tribute band. Their 1999 debut album The Abba Generation consisted purely of Abba covers and was a great success around the world. The album sold 3 million copies worldwide. The singles Mamma Mia and Dancing Queen topped the charts in Sweden. Their second album Teen Spirit contained new songs and was certified gold in the United States. Upside Down from that album became their biggest hit. After 2 records which were less successful internationally, the band split up in 2004. Bubbles was a Swedish girl group, also known as Bless. The group's original lineup consisted of lead singer Mary Caroline Ljungström Paragraph M, twin sisters Patricia and Sandra Joxelius, Jenny Anderson Copyright N, and Hannah Steffenberg. 2003 saw Bubbles make their media breakthrough by reaching the Eurovision Song Contest final of Sweden with the hit single TKO. Covers, centerfolds and headlines in the papers and in TV every day for several weeks made them well known throughout Sweden. The largest Bubbles tour ever began on May 18 and ended on September 30, comprising 35 concerts with a total audience of more than 120,000. Another band which had success overseas were Play. Their biggest hit, Us Against the World, sold over 500,000 copies. The song also featured in movies like The Master of Disguise and Holiday in the Sun, not forgetting the Lizzie McGuire series. The electronic dance project Antelope also reached international success. The song In My Mind was featured on the FIFA 2003 soundtrack. The Swedish-Moroccan songwriter-producer Redone made during the late 2000s had huge success worldwide working alongside Lady Gaga, and later other American stars. He has been nominated 8 times but also won 2 Grammy Awards. Indie pop and rock . In the 2000s some indie bands from Sweden found their way to the international music scene. Singer Nina Persson from the Cardigans launched a solo project in 2001 under the name A Camp. The lead single I Can Buy You peaking at number 46 in the UK chart. In 2003, the Cardigans returned with their album Long Gone Before Daylight, a quieter, more ambient collection of songs. In Sweden it was certified 2x platinum and the band won 2 Swedish Grammy Awards. Jose Copyright Gonzalez is a Swedish indie folk singer-songwriter of Argentine descent. His cover of Heartbeats, originally by his fellow Swedes The Knife, was a hit on the UK singles chart where it peaked at number 9 in 2003. The Tallest Man on Earth is the stage name of Swedish folk singer-songwriter Christian Mattsson. Indie band The Concretes first appeared in the UK singles chart in 2004 with You Can't Hurry Love, and Seem Fine. Lead singer Victoria Bergsman left the group in 2006 and, with Peter, Bjorn and John, recorded the single Young Folks the same year. This reached number 35 in the UK singles chart, and was reissued the following year, this time peaking at number 13. Other notable artists include Air France, Bob Hund, CO, Dungeon, Escobar, Viva Ray, First Aid Kit, The Hives, Jens Lekman, Kent, The Knife, Kimida, Life on Earth, Little Dragon, Like Lee, The Radio Department, Shout Out Louds, The Soundtrack of Our Lives, The Sounds, The Tough Alliance, The Field, and Avenair. New successful artists In 2004, Swedish DJ and producer Eric Prydz topped the UK charts for 5 weeks with Call on Me, while its 2007 follow-up Proper Education was a number 2 success. In 2008 Prydz had a hit with PJANOO, which also reached number 2 in the UK. Robyn reappeared in 2007, after an absence of 10 years from the international music scene, with her number 1 hit in the UK with Every Heartbeat. The self-titled album was certified gold in the UK and platinum in Sweden. The following singles reached the charts as well: Handle Me, Be Mine, and Who's That Girl? Dream On, the follow-up with Christian Falk, was originally released in 2006 on his album People Say. It was re-released in the UK in November 2008 peaking at number 21. Robyn also collaborated with Norwegian duo Ra Paragraph Ikset for the single The Girl and the Robot in June 2009. Crashdiet are an all-Swedish rock glam metal band starting out in the early 2000s. They released Rest in Sleaze in 2006 which debuted at number 12 in Sweden. Following the death of frontman and singer Dave Leppard, the band released 2 more albums, reaching number 3 with Generation Wild. Crashdiet is still currently a world-touring band. Basshunter is a Swedish singer, music producer, songwriter and DJ. Botten Anna is a song with Swedish lyrics that had some success in continental Europe in 2006. In 2007 it reached number 1 in the UK with lyrics performed in English under the title Now You're Gone. In 2008 the second single All I Ever Wanted peaked at number 2 in the UK. September is a Swedish dance singer whose song Cry For You reached number 5 in the UK in 2008. Mando Dior is a garage rock band from Baller Currency NGE. They were very successful in Europe in 2009 with their song Dance With Somebody from the album Give Me Fire. It reached number 3 in Germany and was a major hit in Europe, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Eurochart Hot 100 singles. Another competitor in Swedish Idol 2005 was pop singer Ola Svensson. Although not known in the UK, he is known throughout Sweden as a Swedish success story. Ola came 8th on Idol and has gone on to produce 3 studio albums. He is a double platinum artist with songs such as Natalie and Feel Good. In 2009 he received a Rockpja Paragraph RNEN award, the most prestigious music award in Sweden. 4 of Ola's singles have reached number 1 in Sweden, and all of his own singles charted within the top 5. 2010s, Swedish House Mafia, Avicii, Loreen, Icona Pop, Tove Lo. The 2010s started off with the releases and success of Agnes and Robin. Agnes, the winner of Sweden's Idol 2005, succeeded in Europe and especially the UK markets in 2009/2010 with the single Release Me, which entered the charts at number 3 and sold over 300,000 copies. It peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Eurochart Hot 100 singles. Carlson was also signed to Universal Music Interscope in the US, and started the promotion for the forthcoming album Dance Love Pop during the summer 2010. Robin returned with her Body Talk series. 2010 also saw the rising success of the Swedish House Mafia, a collaboration between the Swedish DJs and producers Axwell, Steve Angello and Sebastian Ingrosso. Another DJ, Avicii, got a smash hit with Seek Romance, and was ranked as 6th on the top 100 DJs list. Both Swedish House Mafia and Avicii went on to achieve further chart success in numerous countries. In 2011 the Swedish indie artist Like Lee released her second album Wounded Rhymes, and continued her success from her earlier youth novels with singles like Get Some, and I Follow Rivers, which topped the charts in Belgium and Romania. Stockholm-based electro-pop group Nki and the Dove emerged in 2010, coming 5th on the BBC Sound of 2012 list. They released their first album, Instinct, to great critical acclaim that year. In 2012, Swedish Eurovision Song Contest 2012 winner Loreen charted at number 1 in several countries across Europe, making her one of the most successful winners of the contest in recent years. In 2013, Swedish duo Icona Pop reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the UK singles chart with their song I Love It. The song was certified gold in the United Kingdom and 2x platinum in the United States, selling 400,000 and 2,025,000 copies, respectively. In 2014, Swedish singer-songwriter Tove Lo charted at number 3 on Billboard Hot 100 with her song Habits. The song was certified platinum in the United States. In 2015 Zara Larsson became very famous with Lush Life and charted number 1 in Sweden. Axwell and Grosso got also a number 1 single called Sun is Shining. Swedish heavy metal scene. In the late 1980s and early 1990s Sweden became one of the major pioneering countries behind death metal. From Swedish death metal emerged the subgenre melodic death metal, which sometimes referred to as Gothenburg metal because of the city in Sweden where it became popular. Famous bands include among others Meshuggah, At the Gates, In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, Entombed, Dismember, Opeth, Amon Amarth, Arch Enemy, Freak Kitchen and more. Swedish Bathory is regarded as a pioneer of both black metal and Viking metal and had a huge influence on the Norwegian black metal scene. Ghost is also a Swedish heavy metal band that was formed in 2008 alongside with NWOSHM and Solitude, formed in 2002 from Uppsala. Notable musicians and acts of Swedish origin. Inge Malmsteen was musically trained in his native Sweden, though his professional career started in the US. Jan Schaffer initiated his career in various Swedish acts in the late 1960s, and soon became a much-in-demand session man, playing lead guitar for Abba both in the studio as well as live. He also keeps up a solo career, merging jazz and folk influences into his playing. Per-Olof Kindgren is a classical guitar teacher and performer known for his transcriptions of popular contemporary music. Charts and sales. Top 5 biggest selling Swedish acts. The sales figures are estimated and count together album and single sales. Album sales by country. This table shows the album sales by country. The worldwide album sales are estimated while the album sales for UK, US and Germany are counted by the gold and platinum certifications for the albums in that country. For Germany, the old certifications were used for albums released before September 1999 with gold and platinum. Biggest hit singles. The following songs achieved the highest aggregated positions in the charts in their respective years. The following list shows the Swedish hits that ended up in the top 5 end-of-year charts worldwide. US and UK hit singles. This is a list of songs which reached the top 10 on the UK singles chart or the Billboard Hot 100, as well as other notable global hits. Top-selling Swedish studio and compilation albums. References. Sources. External links. Sweden Say Music Sweden's official music room A music player with contemporary Swedish music.